Okay, let's start, since I heard that I'm live. Hello, everyone. Welcome on a third day of Experience Work Week. This is very special day because this session is made for Adriatic, actually for three countries, Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. Why we have been doing it that way? Because we're having operation in all three countries, and actually I'm cluster HR director in charge for those three countries. So today I'm going to speak about my experience, my career path, my key for my success. So let me start with this one. Have you ever thought about standard and goals in your life? Have you ever been thinking about to create standard, not goals in your life? Why? First of all, goals tell where can you reach in your life, but standard tells about what you will do to do best in your time all the time. So actually, when I was in your years, I created a standard in my life. That standard was whatever I do, wherever I do my job, I will love what I do. So actually, there are two pillars that I was following. And first one is make the right move at the right time. I will tell you why now. I'm HR director, and naturally you think that my first background degree is from HR study. No, it is from Faculty of Mathematics. Originally, I'm teacher of mathematics. And you know what? When I have graduated from my faculty, from my university of science, I started working as a professor of mathematics, teacher of mathematics. Actually, in that time, I was really loving what I did. But then I decided, okay, maybe it will be too boring for me to do the same job during my life. So let's do something different. And at that time, I was living in my home city in Kragujevac. I am sure that you from Croatia and Slovenia know where Kragujevac is. And then I was looking for some multinational company, first multinational company that opened in Kragujevac. That was Metro Cash and Carry. Metro Cash and Carry is German multinational company which operates in retail industry. And when I joined Metro Cash and Carry, they asked me, okay, Elena, what you would love to do? I said something with clients, something with employees, relations with employees. Then they were observing me for two months, and they asked me, okay, Elena, would you like to work in HR? I was like, okay, what is HR? 15 years ago, HR wasn't so popular like now it is. Now you have so many educations, official educations from HR, but at that time, there were no university to provide the HR degree. And I was like, okay, let me go on Google and to see what HR is. And I accepted the offer, and that was the best decision in my life, the best decision. You know, in that time, I made the right decision. First right decision. Second right decision, as I said, I was living in Kragujevac. Kragujevac is fourth city from population point of view, fourth city in Serbia. And I was, okay, if I want to make something with my career, I have to think whether Kragujevac is big city enough for me or not. So generally, Serbia in that time was really centralized and everything were in Belgrade. And then I decided when I was in my 30s to move to Belgrade. That was the second best good decision in my life. And third one is, and I will tell you later why, is I was, as I said, I started my career in metro cash and carry. I was starting from the stretch. So I were like HR administrator, recruiter, etc., etc. And then I step up on a position of HR manager for metro cash and carry for Serbia. And then I had a dream in that time. I had a dream to work for Telenor. Telenor is telecommunication provider at that time, and I'm sure that now was the best in Serbia. And my dream was to work in Telenor. And somehow I were offered from Telenor to join them. In the same time, when I got a promotion in metro cash and carry. So here was a promotion to be acting HR director because my HR director left on maternity leave. Here was promotion and here was Telenor. What to do? This position was on a higher level than a position in Telenor. I rejected promotion. I accepted offer to move to Telenor. In that time, that was the best decision in my life because I was working on the best project. I was making something new, establishing first online, fully mobile bank in Serbia and in the region, not only in Serbia. It is about Telenor Bank now is Mobi Bank. I think they changed name. So Telenor in that time gave me something that I haven't had from metro cash and carry. And actually Telenor was a good step in my career. And after that, I was working for G4S, like HR director for Serbia, Bulgaria, and Montenegro. And after G4S, actually 2 years ago, I joined Adecco, and that was my fourth best decision in my life. So sometimes is not the right move. Sometimes is not the right time. But if you don't try, you will never know if there was a right time or a right move. So make a move, do something different in your life, and you will see payback will be amazing. Now, let's speak about passion. I said that there are 3 pillars I would like to speak with, with you. Passion. As I said, I had the passion to build the first online bank in the region, Telenor Bank. So working on some amazing project, hiring people from Serbia, from a region, people that in that time, that was 5-7 years ago, digital competencies haven't existed in Serbia. So then we were deciding whether to go on external on the market out of Serbia to buy those competencies. Then there was a brainstorming. Okay, we are combining now banking and telecommunication. Which people do we need from banking or telecommunication, etc. So, but everything I did at that time, it were with the passion. And now this job, you know, okay, I will tell you my how old I am, 42, still young. But there is a lot of years ahead of me, and I'm sure that everything I will be doing by the end of my life, I will do with passion. And you can see the passion from my speech now. So now even once Adecco's value is passion. Everything is about passion. So whatever, literally, whatever you do with a passion. People with a great passion will make impossible happen. Impossible. And third thing is be a forever learner. I remember time when I have graduated from my university. I was like, you know, I have a mathematics certificate, and I was like, okay, now I am the smartest woman in the world. But no, I wasn't. And I know now, I know that. And what is my advice to all of you? When you graduate from your university, I know that now currently there are so many official titles like manager, industry manager, or I don't know, HR manager. And I know that some students from university, when we ask them what they would like to do in the future, their goal, not standard, their goal is HR manager. I would like to be HR manager. Take it easy. You have to have certain experience in your life in order to be a manager. Having diploma from university don't make you manager. In order to be a good manager, a real manager, you have to have certain experience and have that in your mind. Please remember me. I started working in HR from the lowest position. Now I'm HR director for a region, for 3 countries, and who knows what will be my position in the future. And one more example I will do. I will give you. I hope that you have heard about Satya Nadella. Satya Nadella is currently CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft. 5 years ago, Satya Nadella was appointed as CEO of Microsoft, and for last 5 years, Microsoft's stock shares are increased for 150%. And Satya Nadella, during those 5 years, Satya Nadella has inspired the company's more than 100,000 employees to embrace what he calls learn it all, curiosity from Microsoft's historical know-it-all band. So he moved company from a stage know-it-all, so we know everything, we know all, we are Microsoft, to learn it all. And Nadella with his team totally changed culture in Microsoft. And Microsoft is currently #1 in IT industry in the world. Not only, as I said, not only from stock point of view, but from culture point of view. And you know, it is amazing working in Microsoft and working for Satya Nadella and for CEO who has that vision and passion to totally reshape culture. So my advice for you is develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow, never. So constant learning is the must. One more story I will tell you. As I said, I'm from Kragujevac city, and 10 years ago, Fiat Group bought Zastava, automotive industry. Zastava in ex-Yugoslavia was a big factory. And management of Fiat decided to bring all expatriates from Italy, and in order to manage and lead company. Only one director from Fiat survived, let's say in some way, survived Italian guys. Only one director, and that one director is actually my cousin. So why he survived? In that time, he was in his 50s. For 2 years, he had learned 2 new languages that he wasn't spoken in that time, Italian and English. So he wasn't like a know-it-all. He was like, I want to learn all. Please give me material, give me sources. I will show you that I can learn and that I can be good as you are. So one more time, just to make a review. Be brave, make a right move in the right time, or maybe not right time, but make a move. Everything you do with passion, and be a forever learner. For success, doing something, doing is not enough. You must love what you do. You must love what you do. Remember that. If you love what you do, it isn't your job. It is your love affair. And you know what? I'm in love affair with the DECO. And that's the reason why I joined the DECO group 2 years ago. All these things that I mentioned before, they are core values of a DECO. I know that during your studies, you have heard a lot of time about values of some companies. There are some values, mission, vision, etc. So if you're looking for a company, choose a company, really choose a company based on company's values. But what is important? It is important to know whether those values are on the paper, or that company really lives its values, or whether people in the company live values. And it is not just, as I said, it is not enough to just write them down somewhere. You have to live values. There are several adequate values like passion, responsibility, team spirit, customer centricity, etc. So whenever I'm speaking with my colleagues, whenever I have a daily conversation with them, when I'm interviewing some candidates for a DECO, I'm passing them through scanner, and my scanner are those values. And the main purpose of our company, of a DECO, is that we are making the future work for everyone. This is the purpose of our company. You can see on my background that, and you know, now when I'm thinking about Adecco, I'm working for a company that changes future of people, future of everyone. Who knows? Maybe Adecco will change your future. Maybe we will find some amazing job for you. So working for a company that has special purpose in this crazy time, in this uncertainty, total uncertainty current, this is really amazing. So when you're looking for a company, have your scanner and pick a company. You will when you start looking for a job, you will be in position. You will be in position to choose company, not company to choose you. And how will you choose company? Based on values, as I said, and based on a culture. Observing the fact that companies are no longer the only side that needs to be impressed, and that they have to put more work into becoming an attractive workplace. This is something that will totally change the future of work. There are so many companies on all free markets in all our free countries and out of our free countries. So many companies that are amazing employer, have a fancy name. Maybe I can count some of them, but I don't want to put my finger in some. So, but it is only about their good employer branding. You know, we are the best, we are doing this, we are doing that. But when you dig a little bit in the company culture, in happenings in the company, then you can see that there's maybe not so good relations between managers and employees. Employees are leaving company because of managers, etc., etc. So this is something that you have to look into. So to have a good overview of the company. What Adecco is doing, Adecco is for the last 7 years in top 25 the best employers in the world. This year is an amazing 7th place. So it is, you can go if you want on Google, and you can type there great place to work companies. You will see that Adecco is there on 7th place. And this makes me to be proud that I'm working for a great place to work. And actually it is, you know, 3 weeks ago in Serbia, despite the fact that we are in a really not so good time in the world, not in Serbia, in the world, we changed our premises, and our premises now are in the total fancy new building, Navigator 2, Navigator 2 in Serbian and Croatian, and I think in Slovenian. So in this time, we have done something special for our employees, that they feel that they are working in the best place to work. So one more time, if you really want to be happy at your job, you really must love what you do. Whatever you do, you must love what you do. And I'm currently in the deco, and I'm planning to stay in the deco due to retirement time. I know that I have so many years ahead of me, but there are so many opportunities for me. There are so many opportunities. You know, there is opportunity to work for Redo Deco or maybe some other Adeco brand. Adeco is a part of the Adeco group. So behind me, you can see all these. Sorry, you can see all these brands that are in Adeco. Maybe I can be in some other position in some other country. You see, now we are working almost fully remotely, so I can work for some other market, not only for this region. So that is important for you, to choose a company that you have a perspective, and don't be afraid of changing company. This is my fourth company. If you see that there are no possibilities for you in some company, possibilities in a way to develop your knowledge, to learn something new, maybe to be switched on some another position, then you know what you should do. You should first speak with your manager to ask for something new to do or some new job, or if you're not happy at work, you should inform your manager. Your manager has a right and has to know what's going on with you. And if there is no proper response from your manager, then go on the market and look for some other job. So market is open, and you have to pick the best company for you. And one more time, because before I close this, my first part, I'm telling you, love what you do, and then results will come naturally. Thank you. If you want to have me to be in contact with me, or you can pick me on LinkedIn, Jelena Žikić. If you have any question for me as well after this session, you can send me a message on LinkedIn. If I not respond you in a real time, I will do it during the weekend. So now I would like to hear from you if there are some questions for me. I will check my phone if there are some questions. I'm still waiting. Okay, no questions. Let's wait a bit. Don't be afraid. Please ask me anything. If you wanted to hear something different from me, let me know. I'm still waiting your questions. Please ask me something. Hello, some question for me. Here is one. Oh, let's see. Okay, so there is one question. What does my typical working day look like? So I will tell you two scenarios. First one, when I'm going to the office, and second one, when I'm at home. First, when I'm going to the office, despite the fact that we are having on place some smart working policy, which allows all of us to be in the office whenever we want, I'm some kind of traditional employee, and I'm in the office every morning in the office before 9 o'clock. Then from 9 o'clock, immediately, I'm even not having a coffee, nothing. I'm immediately starting doing calls, emails. And whenever I think that my day will be in some way lazy or casual day, there are some challenges that pop up, and where I have to go to put the fire down. So generally, there are a lot of meetings from morning by evening. There are some nice meetings, some are not so. As well, there's employees that would like to have a chat with you to ask you for some advice, or there are some managers, leaders who would like to pass with some future scenario about something with you. But generally, everything is about meetings. So internal meetings, external meetings. There are some days that I start meetings in the morning and finish late in the evening. So I really do my best to have lunch, and I'm having every day. I have my time for a coffee. It is 10:30. Then I'm making Turkish coffee, and I'm having a lunch around 2 o'clock. So this is really important for me. And everything else depends on agenda that others or I make. That is when I'm in the office. So I'm really looking forward being in the office, especially now when we are having new offices. And as well, I adore working from Slovenia. Unfortunately, I visited only twice Slovenia, Ljubljana this year. Once in February, and last time was 1 month ago. Croatia this year, unfortunately, I haven't visited. I do hope that I will do in first quarter of next year. But anyhow, generally, this is about my one typical working day from the office. From home, it is different. It is challenging. There are some times when I even not change my clothes, when I work from my pajama, which is not good, down having a pajama, upstairs having lipstick and some formal suit when some important meeting is. But what happens when I work from home is it literally I don't make 10 steps in a day. So during all day, I'm having calls and calls and calls all day on a Teams or a Skype. And when I finish my job, when I switch off my laptop, somehow I'm with no energy to go out and to have a normal social life. And I know that there are some, let's say, tools how to make you more energetic in that time. At the beginning, when this COVID situation started, I did a sport in my apartment. Since I've been doing sport for last more than 10 years, but now I'm even lazy to do a job. So currently, really, I'm thinking what to do in my life in order not to be aesthetic. So those two scenarios are typically for me. Tomorrow today is a public holiday in Serbia, so today I'm not working, but tomorrow I'm going to the office, definitely. Okay, let me see if there are some new questions. Okay, what was your biggest challenge so far? Biggest challenge, there are two. One I mentioned, it was the opening of the Telenor Bank. In that time, just one more time to mention, that was the first fully online mobile bank in Serbia and in the region, with no proper competencies on the market. So we were really creative, like HR, to collect all competencies from the market and to have all people on board and to build that bank. So actually, Telenor Bank fully changed setup from traditional to digital in a banking industry in Serbia and the region as well. Second one was Adecco. In a time 2 years ago, I was contacted from Adecco to join them in a time when I was so happy in my job, in my previous company. I was so happy. I had a good job, big HR team, industry of the future, security industry. Now everything is about security, etc., especially now in this crazy time. And I was contacted from Adecco, okay, do you want to join us? I was okay. Why to change my job when I love my current job? And there was, okay, currently we are having some challenges. 3 countries, we are merging in one cluster. So Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia were operated like a separate countries before 2 years ago, and then 2 years ago they made the cluster. So I were told, okay, Elena, this is a new position, cluster HR director. There are some challenges in Serbia. In ex-management opened their business in Serbia, so more than 70% of people 2 years ago left Serbian Adecco. And when 70% of people leave some company, that is not a good sign. And I was like, okay, it is a challenge, big challenge. Let me see. And then I was discussing with my HR colleagues from the market. I was like, okay, I was contacted by Adecco. What do you think? They were like, oh, you're crazy. You want to go in a company where is total mess currently. And I was like, okay, this is a real challenge. for me. So now I will show all of them that situation can be settled down very soon. And in less than a year, we made a miracle in all those 3 countries. So I'm really now happy with people we do have, with the processes, with the business. Of course, it can and it should and it will be better in the future. But now when we have a really healthy base, like we haven't had 2 years ago, everything will be better in the future. I'm fully sure. Okay, what is the best advice you could give to your younger self? Let me think. To my younger self. Okay, if you ask me first, I will answer on a total different question. If I were young, and if I decided which university to start, I would again choose Faculty of Science, University of Science and Mathematics. Why? Because in this time, having degree from mathematics is totally different that it was 15 years ago. For people who have graduated from mathematics, they now can easily find a job in a lot of companies, and there are so many new positions that haven't exist when I started my career. So definitely I would start doing this again. But what advice I would give myself is, again, that I said during my speech: be brave. Jelena, be brave. Be brave, and never do something in a comfort zone. Go out of your comfort zone. That is the best way to learn new stuff in a private life or either in a business life. Okay, what are the dates of an experienced manager? Wait to see. Okay. Experienced manager, or maybe is better experienced leader. There is a difference between a manager and a leader. I would speak from a leadership point of view. Somehow, you should not have experience in order to be a good leader. You know, when we are kids, when I were on the street, I'm not sure now kids have a total different fun when they're young. They're using computers, social medias, but when I were young, we spent a lot of time on the streets. On the street, you could see who is a leader. Who is a leader in football, in some sport that you're doing, etc. Even when you're young in a school, pupil in elementary school, you can see who is a leader among all people. But when you're a leader in a multinational company, in some company, then the most important is to develop your people. The better people you have in your team, the better leader you are. So if you are in position to be a leader, whatever you do, behave like a leader. Even if you lead some project or some people or business or I don't know, whatever you do, behave like a leader. So first, your people, invest in your people, share your experience with your people, teach them, give them a constant feedback. Feedback is the most important thing that you should share with your employees. Share feedback, share knowledge, be their wind in the back, and don't be afraid that some of your people is better than you. As I said, the better people you have, the better leader you are. That is the most important. Okay. Let me check if there are some more questions. Yeah, let me see. No more questions. Okay. Okay. Since there are no questions, first it was my pleasure being with you tonight, even when my day off is, but I'm kidding now. So it is a pleasure being with you, spending with you some time, sharing with you my experience. As I said, if you have any question for me or if you need any advice from my side, please type a message on LinkedIn. I like being connected with the young people. Who knows, most probably we will meet up in some company in the future on some conference. What I would like to do now is to invite all of you on tomorrow's panel that we are having at 5 p.m. With three amazing ladies, three CEOs for 1 month for Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. If you don't know what CEO for 1 month project is, go on Google and find more about it. And tomorrow it will be from Adecco Serbia Instagram profile, so there will be a live. People, please, all of you from Slovenia and Croatia, follow tomorrow Adecco Serbia live, and there will be a really amazing panel, and I can't wait having that panel tomorrow with those three ladies. Okay, there are no questions. Let's wait 1, 2, 3 more minutes. Okay, there is one more question. Let's wait to see it. My colleague is typing, so I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. So there is a question, what do you mean when you said it is okay to some people, some of your people be better than you? Yeah. So when you start your career, most probably you will start, and it is my advice for you, you will start from the scratch, from some specialist position or some officer in some field, and then during years you will become expert in some field. Then when you are expert, you can then you can go in two directions. First one is expertise, to stay expert. Second one is a manager, leader, to lead the team. And then when you lead the team, when you are a manager, you lead some experts, specialists, experts. But when you're director, when you go up, when you're a director, you manage managers. And then step up is when you are CEO of some company, then you manage directors. So let me explain now from my position. I'm managing managers, and those managers are experts in some certain field. So it is a coincidence that currently, that is because of my previous experience, I know all HR processes, because in my career I have been working on different positions and I passed through all HR processes. But you know, I'm not an expert, for instance, in labor law. Why I should be expert there? I will hire someone who knows more than I know about labor law, some lawyer, and that lawyer is better than I am in that field as well. For instance, for training and development. I know how to do training, I know how to conduct training, but I'm not an expert there. So I need someone, I will hire someone who is an expert there and who is better than I am. Someone that I can learn from that person. And once you have a team, knowledge team, very good people in your team, and if you are in position that you are on vacation, without ringing your phone from your direct reports and asking Yelena how to do this, how to do that, etc., then you can know that you have been doing a great job as a leader. That's the point. And you are not a good leader if you not have a successor in your team. You have to have a successor. If you don't have a successor, make your successor. Find some person that is potential, maybe not from your team, maybe from, I don't know, finance team or legal team or from the business. Invest your time, make your successor. Why? If you decide to leave company or if you're promoting on a higher position, I think that is not good sign for organization if on your position is hire someone externally. Okay, from time to time, there is a need that someone is hired externally because of certain competencies, etc. But it is a good sign for organization if your employee is promoted. it makes you a better leader. That is a good leader. I hope that I answered on asked question. If you were to start a company. Okay, so if you were to start a company, what would be your primary values? Yeah. So let's say, as I said, first passion, definitely passion. Team spirit, definitely. Without team, you cannot do anything. Okay, there are so many jobs that can be done like a lone player, but without team, there is no success. Constant learning. So learning, endless learning. What else? Responsibility. That everyone has to be responsible for their job. Job of managers is to be accountable for their job, but job for every one of us is to be responsible for our job. And that's it. That's it. Okay. Are there more questions? Let me see. Again, my colleague is typing just to see whether he's typing a question or something different. Okay. Okay. How to be a great leader if you are not imposer? So interesting question, to be honest with you. So imposer, I don't like them. And to be honest with you, in my career, during my experience, I've seen imposers. Yeah. And sometimes good imposers, it is really hard to observe them in real time. But during some time, they show their right face. Being a leader, good leader, somehow, you will see. You are a good leader or you're not a good leader. You cannot cheat that. Organization, market accept you if you're a good leader. If you are not, then you're rejected from all. Maybe you can be a poser, to have a nice storytelling during interview and to present yourself in a total cheating way. And it happened to be honest, it happened to me that I had interviews with some really high level, for some high level positions, and happened to me that I made mistake during interview. I was so impressed with the person, but during time that person has shown a right face. But be sure And you will feel that if you have a good leader, you can feel energy, you can feel positive vibes. Then you know, when a good leader is in the office, on the street, good leaders is followed by everyone. Cheater is not followed by everyone. Cheater is rejected. And you will experience that. You will see now, like professors at university. I remember time when I was a student. You know, I remember time when I was a pupil in elementary school. Teacher of mathematics is the reason why I studied mathematics, faculty of mathematics, because she was amazing. She was a leader. She was like a sun in a classroom, and this is something that you can feel even with your colleagues, definitely. Okay, then one more. You were great. Thank you for that. It really means to me a lot. Can you give some more advice for starting students? Yeah. So it is challenging when you graduate from high school, then to be sure that you have chosen the right university. Again, I'm telling you, look at me. Mathematics and HR, total different things. Okay, I haven't mentioned you that 7 years ago I have graduated from one additional master diploma I have from HR management, but it wasn't necessary really in order to be successful. That diploma just to have some official education from HR, maybe for the future. If someone asks me, maybe once you are in position of manager in the future, you will ask me whether I have diploma from HR. So I will have, definitely. When you start your university, and I do hope that you started studying something that you like. During years, maybe you will see that you're totally in some different topic now, that you would like to do something different. But be persistent, go by the end. Graduate from your bachelor study. That is the must. That is a standard. Now, having a bachelor is like having a diploma from high school when I was young. So it goes without saying that you have to have a bachelor diploma. Once you finish bachelor, then you will be really in better position to choose what you would like to do in your life. So then what I would do if I were you, I would pick several companies and then would start internship in some companies in different fields, and to see what is the dream job for me. For instance, if some of you is from University of Economics, then after bachelor you can pick finance administration, HR, payroll, for instance. So spend your time. Don't expect that you will be paid immediately. Invest in yourself. Invest in your career. That is investment. To do some internship, even free of charge. But now in these times, good companies always pay these internships. So spend your time on some internship and then decide which master studies to start. So that is advice for students. And even master studies are 2 years, as far as I know. So if you graduate from some master, then you can start another one if you see in your career that it is necessary. But now, formal education, it is not so important. It is important, yeah, as I said, bachelor is the must. But later on, you will see no one will ask you whether you have diploma from private or a state university. No one. Even believe me, my closest peers that I even don't know their degree, their degree. I don't know. I don't care, because they are experts in their job, and I don't care for their faculty. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Okay, one more question. Do you mean that some have to be born as a leader? They are born leaders and they're built leaders. And I think that leadership could be built during the life as well. So they are born leaders. They are born leaders, and as I mentioned previously, you could say them in elementary school, in kindergarten, or on the street. But there are some leaders who develop their leadership skills during years. Maybe life chased them to do it, maybe circumstances, current life occasions, but definitely leadership is something that can be developed, definitely can be developed. But on the other hand, leadership is something that someone is born as a leader. And there are so many studies about whether leadership, whether you are born with as a leader, or it is a skill that you earn during the life. So opinions are different, but from my perspective and my experience, sorry, I hope that is not Corona. From my experience, I met so many leaders that developed their skills during life. You know, as I said, if you start working as an expert in some certain field, then if happen in your company that you should lead a team, then immediately you have to start thinking as a leader, not an expert. And if you don't have naturally those leadership skills, you have to build those skills. And HR function is here to help. Maybe some important person, like influencer that you are following and that you would like to replicate her or his behavior on your, or something like that. So my advice is definitely, if you're thinking about leadership, there are so many good people in the world that are good leaders, and that we can learn a lot from them. Okay, what else? What is nothing? Okay, so there are no more questions. Thank you, everyone. It is a pity not seeing you. I do hope that next year in this time we will be in some big conference room and having personal chat. But I'm feeling you. I'm seeing you through this camera, and enjoy your life, love what you do, live every moment like is the last moment in your life. Be happy with that who you are. You are the best, and make in the future the best version of you. Thank you. Bye.